Hello kids. So in this worksheet we're gonna do this beautiful soft pastel pear fruit. So for this we're gonna need our sharpened pencil, and we need our eraser, and we need a ruler and a sharpener, and we need our waste cloth and cotton buds or a tissue paper, and we need our soft pastels as well. And before starting our artwork, please remember to write your name and your teacher's name. Do not forget that. And now let's begin with our artwork by drawing the four-sided border. I'm using the same length as shown in the reference image. You can use the same length, or you can even use the bigger one, but do not make it more smaller or tinier. Please utilize the complete space in the entire sheet and then create the artwork. And remember, you have to make the outline very much light, use a less pressure and make the artwork. And now let's divide it into base and the wall. So the pear fruit is placed on a table or on a floor kind of thing, but there is a wall and a floor. There is a difference between those two. So now I'm just making a symmetry. I'm making a line so that I can divide the pear fruit into two equal halves. So by drawing this line, what I'm getting to know is, so I'll make sure that the left hand side and the right hand side is an equal length and equal size and equal shape. Okay, so now I have drawn a perfect circle, and then again I'm drawing a very tiny little circle on top of it. And now I'm erasing the extra pencil marks which is not at all necessary, and after that I'm giving the shape of the pear fruit. Drawing a pear fruit is really easy, and coloring it using our soft pastel is quite challenging, as we can see that we have a contrast of colors in the background and on the floor and also in the pear fruit. So now our pear fruit is almost done. So I'm just making some final touch-ups to make it look more better. Now it has been done, and let's start with our shading. So before that, I'm just erasing all the darkened pencil marks. Just because your people can see it better, I have drawn the sketch darker, or else you have to draw the sketch as much as light as possible. So now I'm using the purple shade. So if you can see, we also see a purple shade and also a blue shade in the background. So first what we have to do is we have to just color the purple as in a background, and on top of that we'll use a blue color and we will mix both. Be very more careful at the edges. Do not spread the colors out of the border. I'm just giving a light strokes for the background, because we don't want to color it evenly, as we can see only some strokes of purplish is there in the background in the reference image. So to get the same effect, I'm using the strokes to color. Be very careful in the edges, and I'm taking my tissue paper and I'm blending the purple. Be more careful while using your tissue paper. Do not spread the colors out. In soft pastels, always we tend to spread the colors all over the sheet. So you have to be more careful and more precise that you blend the color only in particular area, and you just blow it off. You will not use your hand to remove the excess colors which is spread over the sheet. You will blow it off to avoid the smudging. So now I'm using the blue color. I'll be using the blue color for the background and orange color and peach color for the base. I'll be mixing both the things. Now as you can see, I have used the blue color for the background. And now I'm using the yellow color towards my right hand side of the pear fruit, and around the yellow I'm using the peach color. So as you can see, even here the light is falling from the right side, and hence we are giving the lighter shade towards our right hand side and the darker shade towards our left hand side, and also the shadow is falling towards the left hand side. And now I'm coloring green color, and I'm coloring the darker blue color. Why? Because we have a contrast of the background over there. So the blue contrast and the purple contrast it's making the pear fruit appear the darker shade like purple and blue, mixture of purple and blue. So I'm done with coloring that. Please make sure you will not mix the colors. And be careful while making the outline. It has to be more precise and more nice and neat. Do not let the colors out. And now I'm using the darker shade of the green and in between so that we get a darker effect of the pear fruit here. I'm using my cotton bud in order to blend the colors for this. Not using a tissue paper because here we are blending the smaller area of the pear fruit, and the tissue paper could easily spread all the colors all over the sheet. So please use your cotton bud in order to blend these colors, and do not use the same tissue bud to blend the colors, because if you are using one tissue bud to blend the yellow color, and you have to use a different one for the darker color, because the colors will get smudged and mixed and it will not appear as good as you can see. So please use different cotton buds for different colors. That would be better and that is suggestible. Now we are almost done with shading our pear fruit. It's appearing really good, just like realistic pear fruit which we have, isn't it? Now I'm mixing some orange color in between. Now I'm done with the pear fruit and I'm just smudging the outside colors, and now I have completed my base color by using orange and peach color as I showed you in the beginning. And now I'm creating the lines using my red soft pastels. So as I told you, it is on a table. So the table is having a texture of lines, and also the pear fruit shadow is falling both on the wall and on the table as well. So as the light is falling exactly in the mid right of the pear fruit, so we have a shadow even on the wall and even on the floor or the table. So for that reason we are using a red soft pastel and we are creating the shadow effect. Now I'm creating the same shadow effect on the table. I'm coloring it evenly without any white gaps. So here we don't want any white gaps, as the shadow will not have any kind of texture. It will be smooth. Now I'm done with giving the shadow effect using my red soft pastel, and now I'm blending it using my tissue paper. If you're not confident enough, of course you can use your cotton bud, and if you're having that fear that the tissue paper might smudge for all over the sheet, please always use your cotton bud, or using your finger is more suggestible. Using your finger will never tend the soft pastel to spread all over the sheet, because you will be having a good hold in your finger. You can control the pressure and the spreading of the colors using your finger, isn't it? And now for the wall, I'm creating the shadow effect using the darkest green soft pastel. Okay, I'm not using the same red color. I'm using the darkest green soft pastel, which is appearing like blackish, and I'm using my cotton bud in order to blend that. And there should be no white caps, as I told you before. The shadow will not have any kind of texture, so we have to color it even. And now it appears like a real shadow and blow off all the extra colors which is there on the sheet if it is accumulating. Now I'm using the darker purple or dark violet color towards my left hand side, and I'll be using my tissue paper and I'll be blending it. I'm just spreading the color all over the background to get the same texture as seen in the reference image. Now if you can see, we are getting the same texture, isn't it? And I'm just erasing the extra things which have come out of the border. So if it is little things, definitely you can erase it off using your eraser, but when you spread it in a larger value or larger quantity, it is very much difficult to erase it off. So please be careful, do not spread the colors outside the border. And now I just gave the highlight using my white soft pastel so that it appears natural. So use the same techniques and create your own artwork and upload it in the Google Classroom. Remember, art is always a good start.